welcome back to Awaken channel for another Awaken Chaos Era guide. In today's video, I'll be covering floor 61 to floor 70 for Void Tower Heart. If you're encountering any challenges in completing the previous floors in Void Tower, you can check out my previous video in my YouTube channel where I covered some of the floors from floor 11 up to floor 60. So without further ado, let's get started. So for floor 61, there is Abaddon, Antinua, Virgil, and Evera. The main threat in this floor will be the attackers, who are Antinua, who is a powerful single target attacker, and Evera, who is a powerful AoE attacker. Then there is a crowd controller, which is Virgil, who can put all of your heroes to silence. Silence means that they are not able to use any of their skills which has cooldown. For Abaddon, it deals pretty much high amount of damage based on the number of debuff that your character has. So it's best to gear your heroes in high resistance to prevent him from applying any debuff. So for floor 61, I will use my regular crowd control attacker team, which comprises of Windstrex, who is the speed up buffer and attack up buffer, Melizza to crowd control the enemies to prevent them from using their ultimate abilities or their special attacks. Evera is to perform the AoE attack, who is great against wood and water enemy heroes. And finally, Natalia is here to deal damage against the fire and water enemy units. For the spells, I'll be using the Sundering Purgatory to apply the defense down so my attackers can deal more damage, while Water Prison is to stun the enemies so that they will not use their ultimate abilities or their special abilities. So let's start the battle. So for this floor, 61, there are 2 waves. So basically, for 2 waves, you can either save your Windstrex ultimate ability, so in the next wave she can perform her speed up and attack up buff, or you can boost up your attacker hero speed so that they can go first before the enemy takes their turn and nuke them down. So as you notice that in wave 2, right, I do not have any attack up and speed up buff. So what I'll do here is I will just reserve my special ability from Windstrex so that I can use it to reset Melizza's ultimate ability. So right now I'm thinking, what are the skill cooldowns that the enemy have, and also inspecting their buff. So basically, Antinua has a Unicorn Blessing, which decreases the damage received from your heroes. So it's best to remove that Unicorn Blessing so that they can receive more damage. So I'll just use Windstrex basic attack to remove it. Next, I'll apply the defense down using Melizza, and finally applying the AoE taunt. So once the enemy is crowd controlled, I'll use Natalia's ultimate ability to nuke everyone down. And I'll just reserve the Water Prison in case any enemy has recovered from the taunt. So since my Evera's ultimate ability is already been used in the first wave, I'll just use a basic attack to attack one of the enemies here. But before that, I will stun Abaddon so she'll receive more damage. And one of the enemies is down already, left 3 more enemies. Now I'll reset Melizza ultimate ability using Windstrex special ability here. As you notice that all of the enemy's hero ultimate ability are ready and available to be used against my heroes. So I'll taunt them again. Wait, everyone seems to be taunted, so instead of taunting, I'll just reserve Melizza abilities first and just take down one by one. Okay, my Melizza is in critical condition. She has very little health left. So what I'll do is I'll just taunt them again. And nuke them down. Although Luna Melizza isn't able to take further damage, but the taunt enables my attacker hero to bypass the rune mark benefits that provide additional defense to the enemies here. Alright, so this floor is cleared. We have 3 Stardust and 11,000 EXP jelly. So for floor 62, we now encounter Hakrin, Melizza, Shadowblood Marian, and Vidar. The main threat in this floor is Shadowblood Marian, since she can perform a joint attack and whenever their allies attack. So for this floor, I'll use my tank team, which relies on true damage to nuke the other enemy down. It's a slow team, but this team does not require you to manual the ways unless there are specific enemies that requires to be targeted first, such as like Mytheasia and some heroes that have AoE ability. Because since this is a slow team, the battle will go on more than 7 rounds. So it's best to take down the AoE attackers in the enemy team so that they will not apply the AoE stun once they reach 7 stacks of the Heavenly Blessing. This Heavenly Blessing is a special rune mark in this Void Tower rotation. It allows them to be able to stun your heroes and to prevent them from using any of their special or ultimate abilities. If the enemy team have 2 or more AoE attackers, your heroes will be in great danger because they will not be able to do any action to the enemies. So by using this tank team strategy, the way to win the floors is to take out their AoE attackers as well as the joint attackers like Shadowblood Marian. As you can notice, each time her allies attack, she'll perform a joint attack. Alright, so now the enemy is left with Shadowblood Marian, Hakrin, and Vidar. Since I'm using Rogue here, if the enemy tries to attack Rogue, they will receive the true damage from his retaliation attack. So this will also speed up the run. But I will recommend you not to use Rogue in case the enemy team have 2 or more fire element heroes, because Rogue will receive a lot more damage and might not be able to sustain those attacks. And right now the enemy has 2 more units, Vidar and Shadowblood Marian. Now I'm currently taking out Vidar because he has the ability to taunt my heroes. The good thing about this tank team strategy is the heroes that I'm using, Charles, Rogue, and Corrupt Aura, they can deal true damage, which basically bypass the rune mark that provides 50% increased defense to the heroes. So this allows me to deal high amount of damage directly to their health. And finally, we have 1 more enemy left, which is Shadowblood Marian. So it's quite easy. And do take note that since my team does not have any reviver or healer, my heroes are all equipped in revival set, especially the boots, necklace, and ring are all with health stat primary stats. You can also have some defense primary stats to boost up their defenses, especially for Hakrin, so he can boost everyone's defense stats by 20% of his total defense. So that is floor 62 completed. Now we are on floor 63. We have Vance, Melizza, Urion, and Hulens. The main threat here would be Urion, since he can perform a AoE attack and deals extra damage with his 100% elemental advantage. Hulens is here to disable my heroes from using any positive effects and prevent my heroes from healing, since he can also apply the unhealable. And Vance basically can bypass all your buff. So if you bring in heroes that provides increased defense, shield, Vance attack can basically bypass them, which makes it very, very difficult to defend against it. So for floor 63, there are 2 waves. Usually the boss wave have 3 waves here. So the first wave does not pose any danger. Just a simple enemy units here. And now we are on wave 2. So I'm currently taking out Melizza, since she's the easier target to take down. Alright, so Vance comes in with his ultimate ability, followed by Urion, AoE attack. His damage is enormous, applying critical damage. Right, that's Corrupt Aura. So once the fire element Melizza is down, we can quickly take down Urion. This is the second main threat, and the easiest target to take down. If you want to prevent the enemies from applying any negative effects on your heroes, I would recommend you to build them in high resistance. So for my heroes such as Charles, he is equipped with a high focus to apply the taunt, as well as high amount of resistance to prevent the enemies from applying the taunt or freeze, as well as those no positive effects, which can severely decrease their survivability. And currently we have one more enemy hero left in this floor, which is Vance. Alright, we are a little bit more there. Okay, Vance is down. So that is floor 63 completed. Now we are on floor 64, which has Hasell, Ztlin, Edicris, and Charles. Ztlin is dangerous because he can place the buff that allows your hero to take extra damage upon the buff expires. Edicris is dangerous because he has the ability to perform bonus attack and AoE attack, and this AoE attack can stun your heroes. For Charles, he can, as usual, taunt your heroes using his single target attack, the basic attack. While Hasell does not pose any danger, just that he has a ability to generate a shield whenever your hero perform a critical attack on him. So for this floor, we also have 2 wave. So if you found that the second or third wave will be much more difficult, you can prepare your tank team to charge up their rage counter. Like for instance, Charles has a rage counter of 10. I think it's 10 or 5, I can't remember. But you can have the enemies to charge up Charles' rage counter to be the maximum. So he can have 100% defense, additional defense to tank the enemy nuke attack. And for Hakrin, you can slow down the killing process in the first 2 waves so that he can use his increased max up HP ultimate ability. So by the time when you reach a wave 2 or wave 3, your heroes will have at least 30% max health to tank the damage. Alright, in this case, I'm currently taking down Charles since he has the ability to taunt my heroes. And the enemy is currently focusing on Rogue as well as on my Charles, since they have the lowest health compared to Corrupt Aura and Hakrin. For the other 2 enemies, I'm not really worried because I have a Corrupt Aura who can apply or deal in true damage at the start of every round. And since there's no dedicated healer in the enemy team, this will be a smooth journey. If there's a healer in the enemy team, you need to focus on them first because you will make the run even longer. So once Charles is down, you can either take down Ztlin or Edicris. I think Edicris has higher health compared to the rest, so probably I will take down Ztlin first. So the enemy Charles is left like 10% health. He'll be down at any moment. Alright. So I'll go for Ztlin next since he has the lowest health in the team. Alright, Hasell doing his fireball attack. And now I just target Edicris instead since the AoE damage will nuke Ztlin down. Oh yeah, Hasell can also heal his allies with his abilities. So currently the enemy already has 7 stacks of this Heavenly Blessing. So as you notice, they're able to stun my heroes. And one of the AoE attacks manages to stun all my heroes here. Water Prison will play a lead role in stopping the enemies from performing any of their attacks. And finally, we have one more enemy left, which is Hasell. And Hasell is down after receiving true damage from Rogue. So that's it on floor 64. Now we are on floor 65, Void Tower Heart. We have Antinua, Savanna, Siress, and Windstrex. So all 4 heroes are squishy enemy heroes, which you can use the tank team to take them down easily. Tank team is great against squishy enemy heroes who just prioritizes on their attack stats. Antinua here is great to deal damage to tanky champions such as Corrupt Aura. And Savanna is quite dangerous if you take her down first, because you can boost her allies' attack stats. So for this floor 65, there are 3 waves. And you can take this opportunity for the first 2 waves to charge up Charles' Rage counter as well as Hakrin ultimate increase max HP up. You can reserve your special abilities during the wave 2. So you can instantly use all of your ultimate abilities during a wave 3. If you find that the wave 3 is much more difficult. So right now, as you notice, most of the enemy heroes here are all fire elements. That's why they're targeting Rogue. But each time they target Rogue, they'll receive true damage through his retaliation, which makes the run much more faster. Alright, remaining 2 more enemies in wave 2. Alright, wave 2 is completed. Now we are on wave 3. So I'll target Siress first, because Siress has the ability to increase her targeting from 1 up to 4 for every round that is that's passed. So it's best to either take down Siress first, or who's that girl? Or Antinua. Antinua can deal bonus attack if she has this unicorn blessing. So it's best to either take down Antinua first or Siress. For my case, I'll take down Antinua because she can apply the unicorn blessing on herself to increase her damage as well as to gain this extra bonus attack. Right, Antinua is close to dying. Right, should be down from this ultimate attack from Corrupt Aura. And now I'll focus on Siress, because Savanna in this team is not a threat because she has a massive cooldown on her ultimate and special abilities. If the Awaken Chaos Era developers revamp her skills to remove that skill cooldown restriction on the first wave, I think this will make her a threat in this Void Tower heart. Alright, the enemy has close to 7 stacks of Heavenly Blessing, which allows them to stun my heroes. So I'll quickly remove Siress from the battlefield. And left only Savanna and Windstrex. And Savanna is close to killing my hero Charles here. So I'll quickly take down Savanna first before she has the opportunity to do so. As you notice, once you take down Savanna, her spirit goes to a random ally. So in this case, the random living ally in the battlefield is Windstrex. So Windstrex will have an additional total attack stats up boost. So floor 65 is completed using a tank team as well. Now we are on floor 66. We have Thomas, who can perform a counter attack, Antinua, single target damage dealer. Ravyn is the poisoner, and one more hero, I think Dulov, who is able to perform the counter attack pose. So basically, this is mostly a counter attack team. So whenever you attack the enemies ally, the Thomas allies, he will be able to counterattack. And his counterattack is able to stun your heroes to prevent them from using their special abilities. So as usual, I'll take down the main threat, which is Antinua, because she can easily take down my heroes because they are weak against wood. Wood element heroes here will deal 50% extra damage to my heroes here, especially to Charles and Hakrin. And that is Thomas. Thomas is powerful against Rogue since he's a stronger affinity here. Rogue is almost close to death, but luckily there's a revival set on him to quickly recover his health. So as you notice that Thomas here will keep on counter-attacking whenever you attack his allies. And he stunned my hero again. But Charles is able to resist it because he has 100% resistance. Alright, so now I'll take down the second main threat, which is Thomas, to prevent him from slowing down my team. And next I will take down Ravyn since she has the lowest health in the battlefield. Alright, so left one more enemy, which is Dulov. So I'll use Charles to taunt him to prevent him from going into a counter attack. Oh no, he went into a counter attack pose now. And during this period, Dulov has this immunity buff which is difficult to apply the taunt from Charles. Anyways, it was a easy battle using this tank team, since they have no healer here. And finally, we are on floor 67. We have Urzag, Zachary, Lydia, and Vught. Lydia is quite a hassle because she will be able to keep on dodging your attacks. So it's best to leave her the last enemy on the battlefield to speed up the run. Because she can delay your heroes from taking down other enemy heroes on the battlefield. Currently, the main threat would be Zachary since he is able to perform AoE attack, which can stun your heroes. So I would recommend you to take him down first, followed by either Urzag or Vught. Vught is quite dangerous because he can apply this bleeding effect. And bleeding effect deals damage based on the enemy attack stats. So I'm currently locking down Zachary with Charles. And Lydia does a thing. Alright, the enemy Zachary is close to 50% health or less. Alright, Zachary is down. Now I'll focus on Vught since he's the second main threat because he can apply many bleeding negative effects. I think Urzag has the least health in the team, so that's why I targeted him first. Targeted him second before I go over to Vught. Alright, Urzag is down. Finally, we have 2 more enemy heroes here. We have Vught and Lydia. So I'll keep Lydia at the last. This time I enable back Charles' ability to have some shield to prevent additional damage to his health. Once he have the shield protecting him, I can disable his ability so he can consistently taunt the enemies here. Look at the amount of dodge, man. The enemy keep on dodging my attacks. But it'll be not long. Leader can survive against all these attacks from 4 of my heroes here. You need a high precision hero to take down Lydia. Precision will prevent her from dodging. Another way is to enable her to counter attack Rogue, so Rogue retaliation will deal damage to her. Alright, so that is the end of this floor. So we received 3 Stardust and some XP jelly. So for floor 68, we have Gubeg. So for floor 68, we have Gubeg, Connor, Siress, and Mary. So what makes this team especially difficult is they have Mary, who can remove your negative effects placed by them. Because she has a special trait when upon taking her turn, right, at the start of the round, she'll be able to remove all these negative effects, especially the taunt from Luna Melizza. And Connor here is, although he's just an elite, he's quite a hassle to deal with because he can heal his allies as well as to place the shield buff, prevent them from taking more damage. So I had to change my team strategy a bit, which is to use Hulens instead of a Rogue, because Hulens is great against enemies who specializes in buff as well as healing. If the enemy has only 1 healer in the team, Hulens can basically lock them down. If it's the no positive effects as well as the unhealable. I use like Zachary here because I wanted to test how he works in the battlefield. I was thinking to use his special trait which can proc a bonus turn on every round whenever the enemy attacks him. But the thing is the enemy is not attacking him because he's a neutral affinity. And he has the highest health in the battle here. So probably what I will do is instead of gearing him up with high amount of health, I'll gear him with the least amount of health compared to my other heroes here. So the enemies will target him instead to proc this trait. And to quickly cycle down to his ultimate ability to nuke the enemies with his ultimate ability, which can ignore the defenses of the enemy here. So for this battle, I had to speed up 2 times because it took quite a long time to complete this on manual mode. Gubeg is strong against the water element, that's why he's attacking Hakrin. Gubeg can also place a poison debuff, which can decrease the health of your heroes, as well as to deal high amount single target damage by taking multiple turns. And the enemy's corner is now down to 10% health. I use Zachary here to take him down. And Hulens is close to death. I'll need to protect him. So now I'll target Gubeg here. So luckily Gaia's healing just came right on time, so I can quickly heal Hakrin. And use Charles' single target attack to taunt Gubeg from attacking Hakrin. The damage dealt by Zachary is quite low because I do not gear him in high attack and critical rate. So I believe that Siress now is able to attack multiple enemy heroes here after a couple of rounds. This now is round 20. So with that, hopefully this will proc Zachary's trait to get more bonus turn to nuke the enemy with his ultimate. And Light Zachary here is quite useful because he is able to apply the immunity buff on himself so that he won't get stunned by the enemy's rune mark. And Gubeg just took 3 turns to nuke Hakrin down. Fortunately, Hakrin has high amount of health and defense, so this wasn't a concern here. So now I'm quickly taking down Siress to speed up the run, because she can stun my heroes with a basic attack. Since there are no more threats inside in the enemy team, I can put this on auto battle now by targeting Siress followed by Mary. So that's it on how to clear this floor on full auto. It's not on full auto, but semi-auto with this team, a tank team. In my previous videos on Void Tower Hut, you notice that I'm just basically using a speed nuke team. And in this video series, I use a tank team instead to give you an idea on how to build your tank team to survive the Void Tower Hut, as well as to how to clear them, even though this is a slow strategy. Alright, we are on floor 69. On floor 69, we have Mytheasia, who is the only reviver hero in the game as of now of this video recording. And we have Freya, who is a powerful elite who can perform high amount of single target attack with negative effects. She's popular in applying many negative effects on the enemy. And the third hero in the enemy team is Myla. She's dangerous for her freezing abilities. And finally, we have Rodira, who can heal her allies, place the increased defense up, and also cleanse away negative effects. So using a tank team here would be impossible to take them down because Mytheasia and Rodira can heal each other and cleanse each other. So with this tank team strategy, it will not work. So what I have to do is to change the team to a nuke team. Since Rodira and Mytheasia is weak against fire, I have to use a AoE fire element hero such as Valeria and paired with Evera to deal additional damage. And I'll use my crowd control team so that they will not benefit from the rune mark. And now I use Luna Melizza to apply the defense down, followed by her AoE attack. Then Evera will be the third hero to use her nuke. Hopefully can reduce some health from the enemies before I come in with Valeria to nuke the enemies and hopefully get at least one enemy hero dead. But unfortunately, no one dies here. So I have to reset Luna Melizza ability here. So I use it to reset her ultimate and use it to taunt the enemy again. So they'll be under crowd control. I use the second AoE attack from Valeria, followed by special ability from Evera. Your Luna Melizza must be built quite tanky to survive all those hits from the enemy. And now Windstrex apply her attack up buff and speed up buff. And the enemies here are all stunned and taunted. And finally, we have one more enemy remaining left, which is Rodira. And basically, we'll nuke her down here. So that's how I cleared this floor 69 with 2 AoE attackers. Valeria and Evera, they are equipped in every set to deal additional 50% more damage. Alright, we have reached floor 70. We'll be encountering Anna, Hugh, Antinua, and Lightwing Zachary. And Zachary will be bothering us again with his RNG bonus turn, like how he blocked us on floor 60 hard. What I'll use is the basic crowd control attacker team, which is a Windstrex, Luna Melizza, Valeria, and Natalia. So since there are 3 waves, I'll just use Windstrex attack up boost and speed up boost. I'll just reserve Luna Melizza's special ability and ultimate. And I'll just use Valeria's ultimate ability here since they will reset her ultimate skill cooldown upon killing 4 enemies here. And this one I'll just reserve Luna Melizza ability as well. And I'll just target one of the enemies using Natalia's ultimate ability. And I'll just use a basic attack here. Let's use a basic attack to just reserve your skills for the next wave. Alright, for wave 3, the strategy here will be the same. Boost up all of your heroes with an attack up buff and speed up buff. Then next is to apply the defense down using your highest focus hero. And for me, I'll use Luna Melizza to taunt the enemies. Make sure that the Light Zachary have at least 2 taunt debuff. Then apply the Rage Aura on Valeria to boost up her attack and nuke the enemies down, followed by Natalia's AoE attack. This will allow you to take down at least two enemies here. So since Light Zachary has 2 taunt, he'll only use his basic attack. And now I'll just taunt or stun Anna, who is the boss here. And hopefully I do not trigger Light Zachary bonus turn using Valeria's attack. And luckily, I can just nuke Light Zachary. This wave is much more easier compared to floor 60 since there's no healers here like CC or Blackhorn. Because the enemies here are mostly quite squishy. And that's how I clear it. Although it looks quite simple, but it took me around about 15 tries. Because the Light Zachary keep on gaining the bonus turn. The first 10 tries I attempted it with a tank team, but it does not work out for me. So I have to use a AoE attack team here. So that's how I clear floor 70. So let's collect the floor 70 rewards. You have a 40 Stardust, 150 Diamonds, and 2 Star Foodie. So let's check out what are the strategies that other players are using to clear floor 70. As you can see from the players from team formation and heroes, mostly they are using Luna Melizza as the crowd controller, a damage dealer such as Valeria, Sierra, but you won't be able to get Sierra if you have not completed the Void Tower hut for the first time. And also they use Windstrex as their attack up buffer or brand. And Siress is great here as well because she has a powerful ultimate ability. Alright, so that's all for my video. Hopefully this video helps you in some way in clearing floor 61 up to floor 70. If you found this video helpful, you can click on the like button. If you are new to my channel, you can click on the subscribe button and also hit the notification bell so you get notified whenever I upload a new video on this channel. You can also support me on my Patreon at patreon.com/ayumilove, as well as to learn more about this Awaken Chaos Era by visiting my site at ayumilove.net. Before I end this video, let me show you how I built my tank team for Void Tower Heart. So for the first hero I have for my tank team is Hakrin. Here are his total stats. He has close to 20,000 health, close to 3,000 defense, over 150 speed, 58.5% focus so he can taunt the enemy, as well as close to 80% resistance to prevent them from applying any negative effect on my Hakrin here. And he's geared in Revival set as well as a Terra set. So let me quickly show you the substats on each equipment. So this is the weapon, helmet, breastplate, speed boots, defense ring, and a health necklace. His glyphs and abilities are all maxed out here. Next we have a Rogue, who is an elite hero. And here are his total stats. He has over 22,000 health, 1,800 defense, 2% focus, and 25.5% resistance. The main stat to focus on him will be health, so he can deal more damage through his trait that deals 10% of his max health as a true damage. And close to 60% focus, so he is able to taunt the enemy. So these are his gears. He is similarly built as Hakrin, who has a Revival set and Raider set. So let me show you each of the equipment. So this is the weapon. This is the helmet with some focus and defense here. Chest plate, some health. This is a health boots, health ring, and a health necklace. And the glyphs and abilities are all maxed out for him as well. Next elite hero I have is Hulens. He's great against heroes who specializes in buff. So these are his total stats. He has 20,000 health, 1,200 defense, 139 speed, 85% focus, and 63% resistance. The gear is a mixture of items which are Raider set and what's this called? Fate set, but they are broken set. But the main set to prioritize on him would be a Revival set. So this is the weapon stats. Helmet, chest plate, health boots, health ring, and a health necklace. And these are his glyphs and abilities. They're all maxed out as well. Next on my team is Charles. Here are his total stats. He has 20,000 health, 1,500 defense, 164 speed, 100% focus, and 83% resistance. Focus is important so he can consistently taunt the enemy to prevent them from resisting it. Resistance is great for Charles to prevent him from being taunted by the enemies or being frozen or crowd controlled. And these are his gears. He's also equipped in Revival set, and Raptor set will provide additional focus for him. So this is his weapon, helmet, chest plate, speed boots, health ring, and a health necklace. His glyphs and abilities are all mixed up as well too. And this is a Corrupt Aura. He is one of the dark legendary heroes, which I have obtained him during the Garrow event. So these are his total stats. He's around about 25,000 health, close to 1,900 defense, 90% critical rate, 47.5% focus, and 39.5% resistance. You do not need to have him with a high amount of critical rate because he deals very little damage through his basic attack. His main damage source comes from his health, because his trait is able to deal 5% of his max health as a true damage, which deals much more damage compared to his basic attack. And his special ability does not do much damage as well. His ultimate ability deals quite a significant amount of damage, and because it's based on max health, and it also deals true damage. So these are his gears. He's equipped in Revival set and Terra set. So this is the weapon stats. Helmet, chest plate, health boots, critical rate ring. I would recommend you to just equip him in a health ring. And this is a health necklace. Currently, I do not have any health ring in my account, so I just use this as a temporary placeholder. So these are his glyphs. They're all maxed out as well, and his abilities as well. And this is a Lightwing Zachary. I've also used him during my Void Tower Heart. So basically, this is his total stats, which are the basic one. I've already moved the gear from him to Corrupt Aura. So basically, he has around about 23,000 health, and basically the same amount of stats as you have seen from Corrupt Aura. His gears are empty because I've already moved it to Corrupt Aura. His glyphs are semi-completed with only like less 100 attack, less 5 resistance, and less 10 speed. His abilities are all maxed out here as well. For Lightwing Zachary, I would recommend you to build him in Revival set as well, just that build him in high attack and critical rate so that he can deal damage through his basic attack and special ability. Although his ultimate ability is not able to deal critical strike, a high amount of attack stats enables him to deal more damage through his ultimate ability, since it deals based on his attack stats. The Revival set is useful since it synergizes with his trait where he gains bonus turn and he can gain additional health upon gaining a bonus turn here. If you do not have a sufficient Revival set, probably you can pair him with a healer and gear him with a warrior set to boost up his total attack stats here. Thanks for watching my video and have a nice day. Bye.